Hello, everyone. This is Kevin, your autograph hound, and I'm going to share an autograph in celebration of the release of Disney's live action Beauty and the Beast. Now, the animated movie is far and away one of my favorite movies of all time. Strangely enough, it's not my favorite Disney movie. It's kind of a weird thing. I acknowledge this is probably the best thing they've ever made. Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite animated Disney movie, though. That's just how it works sometimes. I can't explain it. And here is the movie on Blu ray 3D, which there are not a lot of these out there. It didn't sell very well. And I've got the lenticular cover. I love this thing. Looks so nice. I actually rewatched it in 3D a few days ago in preparation for the live action movie. 3D is not the best on this one. That might even be the last time I watched this in 3D. I don't know. But I am going to. What's special about this, especially, is that it is signed by Paige O'Hara, who was the voice of Belle from, well, Beauty and the Beast. She even commented, "Oh, a 3D Blu-ray. I don't see many of these," which was always funny. So she wrote to Kevin, Paige O'Hara, Belle. Now, of course, the only downside to it being this big is if I ever met any of the other actors and wanted to sign, they've got a lot less room to work with. But I guess that's what the back's for. I guess if I wanted to get creative, I could use the booklet or the discs. It's oh, they even threw in a DVD. Just noticed that. So that's so one of my favorite Disney movies signed by the princess herself. Now I got this not through a mail-in, not by mailing anything in. I got this at D23. And here's the thing for Disney fans out there. If you're a Disney fan, if you want some autographs from your favorite Disney animators, voice actors, whatever, D23 is definitely a place you want to go because D23 is where they show up and they will actually do lots of signings. Some of them cost money. This one, it did not. Now, I think I got away with murder a little bit because apparently this was supposed to cost me money. I was supposed to be buying a piece of artwork that she was promoting there. Because Paige O'Hara actually does Disney artwork now, and I didn't know that. And you could check it out probably on her website. I'll leave a link below. And she was there promoting her artwork, and I was like the first in line, and I was making small talk. It was a security guy. Now he didn't deny me access, but I went up and I put it down, the first thing. And she signed it, and I was talking to her, and, it was a nice little conversation, and at that point, when I left, the guy said, "You know what? I knew you were just going to ask her to have the Blu-ray signed, and technically we're not allowed to do that. But you were nice enough that I decided to let you go." And the lesson in this, the advice that you can take from this video, because it seems like there's not much advice you can get when it's like, oh, well, someone was there and I got in line to get something signed. They do have restrictions on some of these autograph sessions. And the best thing to do is to be nice, be pleasant, don't act like you're owed anything. If the guy had told me she's only signing artwork that you buy from her, okay. At that point, I would have to make a decision. Do I want to buy the artwork and have her sign it or not? Usually in this situation, when that happens, you can compromise. You can say, okay, I'll buy the artwork so long as it's not personalized when it's signed. Since I'm doing that, can she also sign this and this she can personalize? It is interesting because if you ask to personalize the item you bring, they're much more likely to let you get it signed because it means you're unlikely to sell it on eBay. So that's how I got Paige O'Hara's signature of Beauty and the Beast. And I hear she's a regular at D23. In fact, I've been to D23 3 times, and she was there 2 out of 3 times that I've been there. So I think it's a fair bet to say that you're likely to see her if you go there. You just have to find out which booth she's at. And sometimes she's at more than one. That's the other thing about D23. The voice actors kind of booth hop depending on where they are at the time. And even if you don't have your personal items, sometimes they'll even give you a card like say, oh, well, if you mail it this to this address and you leave this note and you tell me that we met here, I'll sign it and I'll send it back to you. So it's a D23 is definitely one of the more accessible, autograph friendly places. The only one who's oh geez, what's his name? Tony, the guy who designed like Space Mountain and stuff. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I am so gonna regret this. He's the only one who won't sign things unless he's at a booth. But yeah, for the most part, the Disney people are really friendly and they'll sign things gladly. And they're also really accessible. So I saw her, like, she was just standing around. She wasn't signing things, but she was just talking to her fans. So while you're there, I'd also want to add, like, to keep the atmosphere friendly, if you don't see them signing something, don't force a signature on them. If anything, it's a good chance to talk a little bit. Maybe inquire where they're going to be when they are going to be signing something, and then you can go get a signature. So anyway, that's the success story for Paige O'Hara. Have any of you had any success getting a Paige O'Hara autograph? I'd like to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.